to Sean's 2 Cents right here on KPTV, youtube.com/KrymzonTV. Make sure to click that subscribe button. We greatly appreciate it. Help us get to 2,000. We're getting close. 2,000 subscribers, that is. Now, as we are at the end of the NFL season, just the Super Bowl is ahead of us. The talk this year, more than years in the past, has been the NFL and concussions. Especially with the release of the biopsy of Junior Seau's brain and other major stars that have gotten concussions this year. Concussions has become a huge topic of conversation. No matter if you turn on ESPN, read an article in your local newspaper, Sports Illustrated, whatever. Lots of talk about concussions. This season alone, 175 concussions. Now that is a lot of reported concussions. The NFL takes steps to make sure that when there's a possible concussion, if you've watched any games, if a guy takes too hard of a hit, a hit to the head, or his head bounces off the ground or whatever, they take him off the field. Medics and the training staff have the player on the bench. They do a rough evaluation. If they have any signs of a concussion, they're taken to the back for further testing. It's a 3-step process in the NFL. I'm not sure exactly what all the steps are, where they test before a player can even return to the field. Sometimes players will miss a game. Sometimes players will miss 2 or 3 games. So the NFL is taking concussions very seriously, especially with the media and coverage that concussions have gotten. There's not one position or the other that seems to have more reported concussions than any other. When you're on the football field, it is a violent sport. Injuries happen, concussions happen. Now, I've been asked what my thoughts on the NFL concussions and their helmet policies and stuff like that is, and I honestly think that the NFL is doing all that they can do to help prevent concussions. With the millions of dollars that they put into creating the technology that they have in their helmets now, that's a lot more impact resistant in the way that the helmets are just created and stuff like that. They've put millions and millions of dollars into testing to figure out what style of helmet and what is going to work best to keep the players' brains as safe as possible. Now, the statistic that I couldn't find is how many concussions were issued by an actual hit, or how many, and versus how many concussions were from a player hitting his head on the ground, because that's something that you really can't avoid. One thing that I did see is that over the 20-year career of Junior Seau, is that he possibly had over 1,000 concussions in his 20-year career. Football's violent. I mean, between broken bones and stuff like that, that's just part of the game. So between the millions of dollars that they put into the technology going into their helmets, as well as every game you see a helmet-to-helmet contact flag, where I think that's like a 15-20 yard penalty. It's a personal foul call, as well as players are getting fined $5,000, $7,500, $10,000. There's players that have been suspended for too many helmet-to-helmet contact calls. I know at least 1, maybe 2 players were suspended this season alone for having too many helmet-to-helmet calls. The NFL isn't messing around. Now, I know to an NFL player, a $10,000 fine ain't shit compared to what they're making. But when they get suspended, they're not making a fraction of the money that they would be making if they got suspended for 3-4 games or something like that. A lot of people have to look at the overall picture of concussions in the NFL. Most of the people that are complaining about the concussions are the people from the outside. Reporters and doctors and stuff like that, and just your average fans. Oh my God, the NFL needs to do more about concussions and da-da-da-da-da. You know, these guys know what they're getting into when they sign up. They know broken bones, concussions and stuff like that are part of the game, and that's something that they have to expect to be able to, that is a possibility every time that they step on the field to play the game. Is it good? No, it's not good. Of course it's not good, because it's coming to prove that too many concussions is worse than Alzheimer's. And there's most degenerative diseases that don't even compare to getting multiple concussions. You've got the greats such as like Steve Young and Troy Aikman that had to retire because they had 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 concussions throughout their career, and they knew that like they just couldn't hang doing that much. So yes, it definitely affects the game. I really don't see or can think. I mean, I've been thinking about this all season because it's been brought up all season. I really can't think of any other steps that the NFL as a company, as a league, as an organization, as well as the teams themselves can do to make playing football any safer. Unless you make it flag football. Which, I mean, someone can get tripped up and fall and hit their head and then have a concussion anyway. So it's not just a player hitting another player. There's so many variables into what can get a concussion. All a concussion is your head hits and it's your brain bouncing off the inside of your cranium, and it's basically bruising your brain, and that's what causes the concussion, which over time can lead to some serious physical and mental effects. But I really don't see anything that the NFL could really do to protect the players more than what they already are. I don't think that this is going to be an issue that's going to go away. The media is going to keep talking about it, especially now that science is able to biopsy a brain after someone has passed away. But it happens in any sport. There's professional wrestlers that get concussions all the time, and I don't think that they really have a way to prevent it from happening, as well as they don't have that. Okay, well, you know, you just got a concussion, don't work a show or two. In any sport, you can get a concussion. I'm sure soccer players get it, and hockey players probably get it. And I really don't know because I don't watch many other sports, so I don't know what their policies are when someone gets a concussion, but I doubt that it's close to what the NFL has, because they've just been targeted for concussions with players this entire season and past seasons. But I feel that this season has been the worst when it's publicity and concussions and stuff. One of the thoughts which I've talked about before with friends and just other people and stuff is when you're on the field. I've played football before. When you're on the field and you go to tackle someone, to be able to go, okay, I'm going to tackle him. Oh, wait, I have to go 6 to 12 inches lower to make sure I don't hit his head. I mean, that's kind of the last thing. Your goal is to bring that player down that has the football. Whether it's the quarterback or the running back or the receiver or whoever it is, like, you're paid to bring that person down. And that you're really your last thought. I mean, I've never played in the NFL, so I'm not sure how they're trained and how they're preparing for it. I mean, get low, put your pads square into the chest of the player that's got the ball and try and bring him down. But, I mean, if a running back is running and you see them dip their shoulder and their head, they're putting their head in your way. So there's a lot of times where it's kind of, I think, an unavoidable situation because it is a full contact sport. But I've seen flags thrown for a personal foul, helmet-to-helmet contact, that I think was unavoidable, and there was nothing else that the defensive player could do to bring down. I mean, outside of just stopping, dropping yourself down, and hoping that you can grab them before they run by. I mean, if you're running full speed, they're running full speed. That's that split-second decision of, okay, I got to take them down. So, but yeah, post below in the comments what your thoughts are on the NFL, concussions, what you think that they could do, and let's chat about that, because this is a topic I'm pretty sure is not going away anytime soon. Well, it'll probably die off now that the season's almost over, but once it starts back up next summer, it'll definitely be rocking and rolling again. So yeah, thank you very much for watching the Sean's 2 Cents. Hope you guys have all enjoyed my football updates. Are kind of coming to an end now that the season's over. But thanks so much for watching. Make sure to subscribe if you haven't. Help us get to 2,000 subscribers. We appreciate it right here at youtube.com/KrymzonPainTV. See ya.